Welcome to the Jet Set Hers podcast. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Jamie. We discuss travel, adventure, and everyday life. Listen with us, and let's go somewhere.
Hi.
Yo, Jenny, what's up?
Not much. Hi, Amber.
Hey, I'm back.
She's back. We're so excited. We're going to hear all about Bali today.
So, Jenny, what you drinking?
So, me and Amber are actually drinking the same thing today, but we picked it up at our usual liquor store. It's from Four Noses Brewing Company, and it's in, I want to say, Broomfield, Colorado, which is maybe a little less than an hour away from here. But I had never heard of it, but it's called Pump Action, and it's their Imperial Pumpkin Ale, because got to try all my fall beers, you know. It's pretty good. It's like a very standard good pumpkin ale.
Yum.
Yeah.
We're kind of matching today, I feel like. So I have a bourbon Imperial as well. Okay, so it's Imperial Pumpkin Ale as well, but it was brewed in bourbon barrels. So it's got like, you know, your fall taste, but it's got this other taste that I'm not vibing with tonight. So
I feel you.
I don't really know. It's from Griffin Claw. It's from in Birmingham.
Does it just have like a really strong taste to it? Is that what you're not digging?
It's not necessarily strong, but I get a lot of hints of cinnamon and nutmeg, which isn't horrible, but there's something else there that I'm just not. It's not okay. Maybe it's the bourbon. Maybe it's because it was aged in the bourbon barrels and I'm getting a weird taste because of the nutmeg and cinnamon. I don't know, but Griffin Claw is a solid brewery. I've had other stuff from them. They have great IPAs, so I don't know. Maybe it's a bad batch or something.
Yeah, no, I feel that. There's some great fall beers, but I feel like there are some not so great fall beers too.
Definitely. And last week when I drank the Shipyard, that was my all-time favorite, so nothing compares to my Shipyard Brewing Company. Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead. So, Amber, we're excited to hear about Bali today.
Oh, man, it's been a minute, but I'm going to, try and fill you in as best I can.
Yeah.
What year was it that you went?
2017.
Okay, so not that long ago.
Just a few years. Not bad.
Cool.
Bad.
Let's dive in.
Yeah. So, how did you decide to go there? What made you go to Bali?
I was fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to go from an ex of mine who actually worked for Delta. And it was on our bucket list, like both of our bucket lists. And, we just, one day we thought about it. And next month later, we planned it, booked it, and we went.
It's amazing.
Right?
That's actually pretty legit.
Yeah.
So if they work for Delta, you must have got the flight for free, or was it discounted?
So anything like domestic, you get for free pretty much. Anything international, you pay international tax. So in all, we paid $80
Wow.
and our actual, the actual cost of the whole entire trip was actually $15,000 per seat.
Wow,
if you had to pay full price, it would have been like $15,000. So
that is absolutely insane.
Got a little bit of a discount there.
Just a little, nothing major.
Damn.
Ain't nothing.
Definitely major. So how long was the flight? Did you have any layovers? What?
Oh my gosh. Well, so total, it was 36 hours of traveling.
Yep.
So we went from Florida to Detroit, Detroit to Tokyo, Tokyo to Singapore, then Singapore to Bali.
That makes me exhausted thinking about it.
Well, and the worst part was we had a 12-hour layover in Singapore.
Did you get to go out and see anything?
So we did go out and see Gardens of the Bay and stuff like that. But what we didn't know was once you actually left inside the main terminal in the Singapore airport, you are not allowed back in until 2 hours before your flight. So we were stuck outside in the airport. Yeah. So it was, we explored and stuff, but also we were super tired by the end of the night. So we had to get one of those in airport hotels for maybe 4 hours just to shut our eyes. But it wasn't too bad, but it was definitely draining.
Right. That is kind of cool though. Like stopping, yeah, I mean, sure, it sucks like having to stop and keep traveling, but it's kind of cool that you also were able to get out and see some stuff at, one spot, at least, if not all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely Singapore. That was eye-opening. There's a lot of stuff there that people would be amazed by for sure.
Oh.
So do you want to go back to Singapore or like check out Singapore maybe once?
I would, I guess if we planned a little better as far as like the itinerary and stuff. We literally went and it was like a whim. We were looking stuff like up, Googling stuff as we were in one place trying to go to the next place. But
Right.
there's definitely stuff that, like I said, Gardens by the Bay. I think everyone should get an experience from there just because you'll never see anything like it anywhere else. But I would definitely go back.
Yeah. I want to go.
So how long were you in Bali for?
I was in Bali total for a week.
I feel like that's a good time. Good amount of time.
Yeah, that's solid. Is that not including like your travel time?
That's not including the travel time, no.
Okay, awesome. Very
Yeah.
good.
I was gonna say I wouldn't want to go for any less than a week just because of how long it takes.
Definitely.
There's just so much like to see and do there. I feel like a week wasn't even enough, but it was just enough to get to see and do things that I knew I really wanted to do. So
The priorities.
right.
Damn.
So tell us about where you stayed. Like, what was that like?
Surprisingly, most of the places I got to stay were actual resorts, because not many people know, but the money there goes so far compared to here and most other touristy places. I think the most we paid for a resort for a night was maybe $50. And that was like the high, like bougie, service like resorts. And it was just crazy to see how far our money goes in like a different country.
Right. That's crazy. Super cool though.
That's the crazy thing is it's like you get there and you can totally afford anything you want to do. It's just getting there you can't afford.
Sure.
It's like a catch.
Oh yeah, it's definitely if you were to plan it right, like obviously, try and get the most bang for your buck as far as the flights, you could go there with $1,000 and literally live like a king or a queen. And it's insane, but it was really cool to see.
So how many different places did you stay? Did you move around or did you stay in one place?
No. So we spent the first day in Kuta Beach. That I would probably relate to like Cocoa Beach in Florida. Very touristy, obviously beach vibes, stuff like that. That was one of the resorts we stayed in. It was literally you walked a block and you were at the beach. It was really nice. Like I said, though, very touristy, very crowded. I probably wouldn't recommend staying there just because of how touristy it was. You would want to go somewhere when you think of Bali, you think of like, huts on the beach and, pretty views and stuff like that. But we did stay in a resort in Bali. It was like I said, it was a block from the beach. That we paid maybe $20 a night.
That's insane.
And that's for a resort.
Yeah.
That's less than I was paying in like hostels, sleeping on a bunk bed, like with 30 other people.
Yeah, and these were like actual bungalows. Like you have your private set of stairs, like you walked in, your bedroom. And for some reason in Bali, they like make their showers really extravagant.
I like that.
And they're like walk-in, open air, like
hell yeah,
party showers, which I didn't mind, but it was just so funny because everywhere you went in Bali, that's actually how it was. So
that sounds amazing.
All right. The more the merrier.
That's not what I meant.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so where else did you stay?
So from Kuta Beach, we stayed in Ubud, which is a little past Denpasar. Obviously, a lot of more main attractions as far as like when people go to Bali, things that you do and stuff like that. We actually got to stay in the sacred monkey forest. Our hotel was inside the monkey forest. It was called the I'm probably pronouncing this really wrong, guys. My bad, just saying. Try my best. The Champlung Sari Hotel. But that was a hotel. It was actually a resort based in the middle of the monkey forest where
it's so cool.
It's really cool because the monkeys, they actually pretty much live with you.
Oh.
So like you wake up in the morning and the monkeys are sitting on your balcony waiting for you to come outside.
That's so
That's
cool.
so sweet. So it's like a tree fort, basically, with monkeys everywhere.
Pretty much. And they had like this huge resort style pool, and the monkeys would, and some people might feel like this is probably weird, but the monkeys would actually go swimming with you.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're not afraid. Like, they're not afraid of you at all. Like, they will
Yeah.
come and sit with you and just hang out. And it was probably one of the coolest experiences that I've ever got to, go through.
I think I'd swim with a monkey.
Yeah, just hanging out with the monkey. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? All day long. It's just
However-
hanging out with the monkey, and then he decides he wants to go swimming. Like, we kicking it, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come swim with you." Hell yeah, you
Yeah.
come swim with me, my guy.
However, didn't you get bit?
All right, so so it was, we decided to go explore the forest, and that's where all the monkeys live, and they have like their babies and stuff like that. And so, but they do actually try and get into your bags as far as like opening them and like taking your stuff.
Oh my God.
I was sitting down, and there's like two monkeys, and they're running around me, and I would shoo them away or whatever. And then all of a sudden they started trying to open my backpack and like take stuff out. So my boyfriend at the time was like trying to shoo them away, and I just got freaked out because they started getting a little aggressive. And I flung my arm back, and one actually bit me. But the good thing is if they don't draw blood, you don't have to worry. But it's when they do draw blood is when you actually have to go to the hospital, and they will give you some type of shot. I guess, it's kind of like a rabies shot or something. But
Right.
he didn't draw blood. It was fine. It was an experience.
It's a good story.
Right?
Thank God he didn't. Jesus.
I know.
What'd you do in Bali? Got bit by a monkey.
Yep. It was, good story to tell.
I mean, it's definitely a great story to tell. Shit.
So what would you say was your favorite resort?
Oh, that would have to be, that was our final day in Bali, and we were just so tired. We were traveling so much. In Padang Bay, which is a little far east of Denpasar, towards like the beach area, we stayed in a place called the Sea Breeze Candidisa, and that is the epitome of Bali.
Oh my God.
So that is the place that has like the huts on the beach that you just lay there. They come bring you your drinks. Like, that is the actual resort I would recommend to anyone. And it was not bad. Like I said, it was $50 a night. And that was like the highest of high.
When you think of staying in Bali, that's what you think of. That's the place you think of, with the huts on the beach.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, and for the price, you cannot beat it. Like, you are literally treated like royalty. Like, it's insane. And not everywhere is like that, and it's okay. But that's definitely somewhere that is affordable, and that you get all of the luxury that you think of when you go to Bali. And it was amazing. It was definitely my favorite.
Right. That's so awesome. What was the name of it again?
It's called the Sea Breeze Candidisa.
Sea Breeze Candidisa. And that was the very last day that you were there?
That was the last day. That was our relaxation. Like, our trip is over, but we're still going to enjoy it day for sure.
Right. I always like doing like a chill day the day before we leave, to just kind of really soak it all up again and relax from doing stuff on your trip. So
yeah,
that's smart.
Well, and that's smart too, because like you moved around, so you got to experience the monkeys, you got to experience the beach, you got to experience everything, but then you also got to like splurge and pamper yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
So
sure,
that's smart.
Stay in a nice place and just do nothing.
Yeah. And for some people, that's probably the only way to do it affordably, is to go somewhere where it is cheaper like that.
Right.
So do you want to just give us like a quick run through of like your itinerary, what you did, where you went?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. So the first day, like I said, we went to Kuta Beach, which I said is like super touristy, but it's still really nice. You get to experience a lot of like their culture and stuff like that. There, I actually we stayed at the Kuta Puri Bungalows Resort and Spa. Those were maybe like $20 a night, but they were still really nice, and, shower, all that good stuff. Everywhere has a pool. Even if it's right by the beach, they still have a pool, and they have a spa and all that crazy stuff. Like, you don't expect it, but that's what it is in Bali. Everyone wants you to feel like you're pampered. The first day, we got there with a decent amount of daylight. So probably one of the best things I think I got to do was I got to go to the Bali Sea Turtle Society and release baby turtles into the ocean.
That's so
Oh my
cool.
gosh.
It was literally like it was kind of emotional just because it's so cool. Like you literally get to release this baby sea creature into the ocean. And it was probably 100 at a time. They let people do it.
Wow.
So like
So
yeah,
cool.
so you would go and they would give you this little container with this little amount of water, and they would give you a baby sea turtle, and you walked it from the facility down to the beach. And when they said, okay, everyone just like let their little baby sea turtle run into the ocean.
Did you watch yours? Like,
yeah, we were
disappear?
actually like, it was like people were like kind of like racing them, but it was really funny. And I was like, go baby sea turtle.
Did you name him?
No, I didn't. I was just so excited to even have it. Like it was just probably one of the coolest things. And I love that they're so crazy about the sea turtles there. And it's a big thing. Like you get in major trouble if you mess with any of like their wildlife. Yeah.
That's so precious.
Yeah, it was probably one of the coolest things I've ever gotten to do.
You gotta tell your cousin Katrina about that.
Oh my gosh, she would
would love
absolutely die. Yeah. We're going to have to take a trip to Bali just so she could do that after this episode, I swear.
We're gonna go there after Sedona, I guess. So
Get the list going, Jen.
Yeah, so after that, we just pretty much just explored and did shopping. They have a lot of shopping malls there as far as, just your basic shopping, but then they also have a lot of art markets is what they call them. They're just pretty much like huge open air like flea markets where people who make their own stuff get to like sell it, just little like souvenirs and items and stuff like that, which was really awesome. And I would rather shop at those type of places than go to like a mall.
yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Support the locals too.
That's so cool.
So that was just our first day. It was kind of just us trying to, be tourists kind of and just go around and look and see what was, the area about and stuff like that. We did actually have a really nice meal at the resort. I'm pretty sure I had chicken marsala that night. Like it's right. I do know the way that I remember that. I have no idea, but it was pretty good. Yeah. It's just so like when you're there, I think we did a lot of research as far as like eating and food. We were told not to eat anything as far as like fresh like vegetables and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm not sure why. I don't know if it has to do with the way they prepare them or the way that they're gotten or something like that. But as far as like same thing with water, like you can't drink tap water, you have to drink bottled water.
Yeah, I heard that.
Including when you brush your teeth.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. So we tried and for me, like I love salads. I love fresh vegetables and stuff like that. And not being able to eat stuff like that there was pretty hard, but.
Definitely.
So that was our first day. And then we actually only spent one day there. We didn't really, because we had so much to do in Ubud. So we were like, let's just go.
Yeah.
So our second day we went to Ubud, and that's when we went to the monkey forest. That's where the amazing monkey hotel was, the resort. From there we explored the monkey forest, but we also explored the area. The area has a lot of like local vendors as far as like shops and stuff like that. It was not touristy. There was people walking, and you could tell they were tourists, but it was not as crowded as Kuta Beach was.
Yeah.
So here it was a lot more easier for us to explore, and we wanted to see the area before anything. So that's pretty much all we did the second day. Was we did go to the Ubud art market, which we went to an art market every single place we went just to see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we just went to the monkey forest the first day, stayed at the hotel, hung out with the monkeys, and then we went to the market. But that night we actually found the coolest restaurant. I can't say the name that they have on there because it's like I can't pronounce it, but they pretty much called it the Dirty Duck Diner.
Okay.
Tell us more. That's the diner. I gotta know more.
Right. So when you first walk in, you honestly think you're in like a hotel. Like it's weird, but it's literally just a restaurant. They have this huge like walkway over this koi pond, and like there's like a water fountain in the center of it. And the mood there is just so like crazy. Like the lighting is on point, and like they have the prettiest little music.
On point.
And it's actually cool because the type of tables that they have, you actually take your shoes off And it's like kind of like Indian style. Like you sit on these big, huge cushions
Yeah.
and they serve you like that.
That's cool.
That sounds so cool. I would love to go to a restaurant and take my shoes off and be in my socks Indian style on the floor. It'd be very fun.
Yeah, it's a very cool vibe.
Yeah, and you know, the food was and you know what's crazy is I had never had, obviously they serve duck, whatever, but I'd never had duck before.
They serve duck at the
right? Oh my
the Dirty
god.
Duck. So you tried duck?
Yes, I tried duck and it honestly tastes like chicken. But
It does. It really does though. I've tried it.
But yeah, but it was really great. You know, and it's so weird because you go to different places and you see how they cook and prepare their food. And I had this taste that I've never had anywhere else. And it's crazy, but it was so good. It was just like, it was like the juices were baked into it. It was, I don't know. It was just so good.
What all did you eat? Like, what were the side dishes?
So they had like, obviously like vegetables, obviously like toasted, like baked vegetables, not fresh. So that's weak. I got fresh vegetables and I did get like mashed potatoes, but like they put something weird in their mashed potatoes, but it was so good and I could not understand what it was. Like it wasn't like ours, like just your normal garlic mashed potatoes. And it doesn't really look like mashed potatoes, but it is. I don't know.
But it was good.
It was really delicious. Like highly recommend.
I was just about to ask you about the food.
Yeah, the food there it's so different, but yet it's honestly stuff you could find here too. But it was good. Like, I don't think we ever had a bad experience as far as like food. Obviously, we were very mindful of what everyone told us as far as like the freshness and stuff. But everywhere we went, you know, it was good. But, you know, certain places stand out when you know.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
But yeah, so that day we just hung out at the Monkey Forest. We went to the hotel, explored that. We did go to the Ubud art market, which was it's literally insane how it's like it's like its own little village is the art market. There's like little hallways and pathways and stairs you go up and down, and everything's just filled with all of these like little souvenirs and trinkets and all these handmade crafts and stuff like that. And needless to say, we went shopping that day. It hurt our suitcases for sure.
That's when you have to take an empty suitcase with you.
Right. But yeah, that was day 2 pretty much. We did a little bit more planning for day 3. We actually went to, it's the Elephant Safari Park and Lodge. And that was actually probably one of the coolest things I've gotten to do as far too. So there you get to go and experience life with the elephants. You get to swim with them. You get to, you get to bathe them. You can actually walk with them around the park. Like they'll walk with you, feed them. And what's cool about that place is too, is that it actually has a hotel that you can stay at inside the park. So when you wake up, it's just like, hey, elephants, like outside your window.
I want to swim with an elephant.
Wow. I love elephants.
I know. And they like treat them really well there, right?
Yeah. So like that's something that we did want to, support is a place that is actually good about treating the animals fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
I refuse to go anywhere that doesn't. I just think it's wrong. And, like, why would you want to ride an elephant? I mean, people do it here all the time, but if you think about it, that's not what they're meant for.
No, not at all.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. Obviously you got to feed them, and I actually had one like hug me, which was like the highlight of my trip.
She's like, that's it, I'm good, I'm done. Don't
I
have
was
to do
like,
anything.
yep. I was like, we can go home tomorrow and I'm golden. But yeah, we went there, and that took up majority of our day. And the thing about traveling in Bali is, so there's you can do stuff within walking distance, but if it's not, there's always like taxis, and they actually do have Uber in Bali.
Wow.
But a lot of the places that you book like your activities with offer you rides that come with it. So that's actually a good,
easy transportation.
Yeah, definitely. You wouldn't have to worry about it. But also a thing to remember in Bali, they actually have no rules on the road. So
yikes. Just drive however you want.
Listen, and it's the majority of like scooters and stuff. So and they come out of nowhere. So it's really kind of scary. That's partially why I refuse to rent actual like bikes and stuff like that, because it just freaks me out.
Yeah, we're not used to that here.
Yeah.
I was scared.
Yeah, no, I was definitely petrified. So that's why, but obviously, thank God, taxis and Ubers and stuff like that were easy to get. And they, like I said, they're not expensive at all. Obviously, you tip your driver. And it's really cool because some of the guys who run the taxis actually offer to be like your personal driver for your trip. And they will actually come and like pick you up. You know what I mean? Like pick you up wherever you are and take you wherever you want for a certain fee for a certain day. And it was
like
actually
their little side hustle or something.
Yeah.
like your personal like chauffeur, like and stuff like that. But they also give you information too, as far as like they ask you like, and a lot of them do speak English.
That's clever though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And a lot of them, they, like I said, they speak English. So, they ask you questions like, oh, where are you going? And they'll tell you, what's cool about the place. Or like, hey, like on the way, they'll be like, hey, look over there, look over here. And they tell you like what it is and like, you know what I mean? Things that, you want to know and stuff like that.
It's like
like
your own little tour
information.
guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, personal tour guide.
And they probably love getting that money too.
Oh yeah, and like I said, it's so cheap, and you don't think about it, but it's like that's what they make. Like that's their money. That's how they make their money. So obviously, like at the end of the day, you're really grateful, and you want to tip them well, and you know that you appreciate them, and it was great.
That's gonna go a long way there.
Oh yeah,
a lot more than for us per se.
Right. Like you're giving them here what would be just like a kind of okay tip, but they're like, this is my income for the week, month, whatever.
And they're super grateful, so they want to, of course they want to tell you everything about it. They're super grateful for what they're about to get because our money's worth more and they know it.
Yeah.
Another thing about Bali is, which broke my heart because I'm a huge dog lover, there is an extreme amount of stray dogs in Bali. So everywhere you go, there's dogs, but also how it is in Bali, we learned that the dogs are actually, they sit outside the houses, like to guard the house. Like that's what they do. And they know that's what they're supposed to do. So it's not like they're not allowed inside, but that's just where they are. So as you're driving, as you're driving down these roads, you see these dogs just sitting outside the houses.
Yeah.
But we did learn they do have an overpopulation of dogs just because there's a lot of stray dogs. They populate and then there's so many. They are so cool because it's not the type of dogs that you would see in the States. Like they're so different. And I wanted to take all of them home with me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't.
Yeah.
And they're not aggressive. I don't think we ever came across an aggressive dog there. So they were just really sweet. And, they were mindful of the cars, which was really cool because they knew, you know what I mean, to stay away from this area. They knew when to look to cross the street. So cool. And then after we did the elephant park, we decided to go to one of the most active volcanoes in Bali, which is Mount Bator.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's like I said, it's definitely a tourist spot, but it was really cool to see. But the crazy part is that, so across from there, they used to actually have like dugout tunnels, which the people would go and run inside when the volcano would erupt, and they were still there.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
It was pretty crazy to see. People don't go in them anymore, but it was really cool to like know that. And see it,
The fact that they had to have those is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same volcano that went off?
Yeah, so shockingly, right after we got back home, that volcano actually erupted.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it was probably like, when I found that out, I was like, holy crap, like we were just there not even a week ago.
Oh my gosh, that soon? Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, wow, that was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it was really crazy because, like I said, there's so many people there, and I'm hoping that there weren't that many there when it erupted, but it wasn't really doing anything when we were there. You get to smoke every once in a while, and you can actually hike it. You can actually hike it. There's a certain point you can hike up to and back. Yeah. But you obviously that's an all-day thing that they said. But that would have been nice, but that was definitely not. We didn't have time for that. But it's a cool thought for sure.
That's the same when we were in Italy. Like we talked about hiking Vesuvius, but it's just fitting it into a schedule is kind of hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so that was day 3. It's crazy because you don't realize how much you travel until you get to the end of the day and you're so tired.
Yeah.
And you just want to relax and, not really do anything, but dipping in that pool with the monkeys was definitely relaxing for sure.
I definitely want to swim with some monkeys now.
Me too.
My bucket list is just getting bigger and bigger, man.
Yeah, this is a bad idea.
But a really good idea.
But a good one.
Yeah.
In a bad way. In a good bad way.
The good thing about these resorts is they always offer dining, food. They offer, massages, stuff like that. It really helps with your money. That goes as far because they charge you maybe like, depending, like probably our version is like $3 for like a full dinner.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, most of the time we got to eat, we ate at the resorts we stayed just because one, the food was delicious, and two, it was just a lot more convenient. But then obviously we did go out and, look for places to eat that we were interested in.
How many massages did you get?
Oh God. Monkey Forest, I got 2. The last resort that we stayed at, we actually had our own personal massage room in our room.
Wow.
So you just give them a call and they run up there.
I need this tomorrow. So
it sounds like to me that you forgot something when you went to Bali. Me and Jenny.
Oh.
That was good.
If I would have thought about it.
This is too much. This is too much.
So we did stay in Ubud for at least 2 more days. So day 4, we went to I hope I'm pronouncing this right, the Tegawan Waterfall.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's one of the most famous waterfalls in Bali. It's a little outside of Ubud, not too far. And there, obviously, you can walk around the waterfall. You can swim in it. At the time, they weren't allowing anyone to swim. Not sure why. It's so beautiful. And you can actually, there are stairs going up the side of it. So the more you walk, the higher you got. So you got the top, and you're at the top of the waterfall is amazing. And it doesn't look I have pictures. I'm sure you guys can
We'll get them.
Post them. It looks small from the pictures, but once you're actually there, it's so crazy, and the water is so nice. So it's honestly just like a more of a touristy thing. You go there, you see it. You can hike up to the top a little bit. It doesn't take very long.
Yeah, it might be touristy, but I feel like it's worth it. Not like an overrated touristy.
No, yeah, they only let a certain amount of people in at a time anyway. So we were really lucky. We got there pretty early, so we were able to do more things that day. But it's definitely something that I would recommend seeing when you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fit in a waterfall.
Fit in a waterfall.
Always got to fit in a waterfall.
Yeah, especially in Bali. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's surrounded in the forest. Like, you can't beat that.
Like Hawaii,
Right.
Bali, you got to go to the waterfall.
Yeah. So after that, we actually got to see something really cool. We went to a place called Prapen Jewelry and Artifacts. It's actually, they have like ancient artifacts from their culture, but also they have people there making jewelry in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was probably the coolest thing I've gotten to see, and it's so different from like our jewelry making. Like you see them sitting there like they're burning the gold or like the silver and all of that stuff, and like you get to see, it's kind of like a tour. You get to see like the whole entire process.
Yeah.
And then you actually they have a shop where you can like go and like buy all this like crazy nice cool jewelry. That was just a highlight because I was just like, oh, let's just see like something we wanted to see. And they also do incorporate a lot of animals as far as their jewelry, a lot of tigers, a lot of elephants, turtles.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
Did you buy anything?
No.
What?
I know. I regret it too because I was like, oh, we'll have time to go back. When you do that, you're like, oh, we'll have time, and you don't. But yeah.
Well, I guess you have to go back.
Right?
Go back there.
I would go back
All right.
in a heartbeat. So then that same day, the last thing we got to do, we actually tried to cram as much as we could in that day. We went to, now I am going to pronounce this wrong, and I apologize to anyone listening. So it's called the Pura Guang Cow Temple.
Okay.
And that is one of the main temples in Bali that you're allowed to visit, but only, and if only, you have a sarong. So anyone that enters, you actually have to have a sarong tied at your waist, and it has to at least come to your knees. They say your ankles, but it's to be, nice. It's your knees. They don't want you really, you can wear tank tops and stuff like that, but that's just their culture and what they need you to wear to get into the temple.
Legs covered.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. I want to go to a temple so bad. How was it?
It was definitely, it's weird because it's kind of like when you go somewhere, it's like a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
Like
the churches.
You're overcome with emotion because this is their culture. This is what they believed in. This is where people come to pray and, everything else. And it's just something that when you're there and you're experiencing it, you're overcome with emotion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of koi ponds.
Love that.
Yeah, you know,
Right.
you gotta love the fish. They're beautiful. You can feed them too. So it's not like you can't interact with them, but you can feed them. They do also have live shows, if you want to call them, but it's just them showing you their rituals and stuff like that, as far as like
like
the
dances
temples.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Lots of dancing, there was an actual, it's weird to say, but and I did not partake, but they have one huge hot bath.
Okay.
Where you can actually go in with 50 other people, and it's just like this one big like hot like bath.
Are they clothed?
So you have to wear you can wear a bathing suit, but it has to be like modest. It can't be like half
No
naked.
thongs up in there.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
But yeah, they had like changing rooms that you can go into and stuff like that, which was really cool. I did not partake. I didn't feel comfortable.
Oh man, I would love to do that.
But it was fun to see and know that that's an option, obviously. But there's just so many statues and, you know, the big doorways that you see in Bali, you know, and I have pictures of that too as well.
Just gorgeous architecture.
Yeah, it's crazy because the detail that they put into it, it's nothing like you've ever seen before. And you pretty much, that's what you do. You walk through it, see all the crazy, they have these huge trees. At the bottom, it's kind of like a maze. It's really weird because the roots are so big and like dug up. You could go in and out of them. That was really cool.
Is it an active temple? Like, do people go there to pray? Like
they
daily?
do.
That's so
they
cool.
do. And obviously that's something that you have to be mindful of as well. And it's very disrespectful to take pictures of people who are praying there. So,
absolutely, yeah.
You know, obviously you get those people who don't care and you know what I mean? But it's from a standpoint, like you have to be respectful.
I think any of our listeners would be respectful and not do that. So,
right.
There was actually some caves in there. I knew you would.
I love caves.
You would love. They weren't like deep, you know, dark caves, but it was like little caves you could go in. There was a little bit of darkness, but for the most part, you know, it wasn't too scary. Yeah, day 5, we went to the rice terrace, which everyone knows in Bali. That's probably one of the main things.
What is a rice terrace?
So obviously the rice terrace, rice grows in there, but it's not just that. It's literally like, it's just
the obvious answer.
Rice grows in there,
right? It's just fields and fields of like this. It's kind of like a whimsical garden almost, if you mix it like a garden in a forest.
Yeah. And
the trails, they have trails all throughout, and you see the people out there like getting the rice. It's crazy, but it's really pretty. It's literally out. It's kind of like if you were in Italy off the coast or something, you see how these huge bridges and stuff like that. You have to get on a main bridge, and it's like a one-way. Like it's either one car's coming this way or one car's going that way, and that's it. So you have to like time it right. You look to the left, and it's just this huge, crazy maze. And it looks like stairs almost, levels, but it's huge. It's crazy, and it's so beautiful. And it was very tiring because you obviously want to go through the whole thing, but it's really sketchy because the paths, they're like these little baby rocks. Your foot doesn't even fully fit on it.
Oh no.
Yeah. So that's their stairs to get around.
Fall. I've never heard of that, so that's actually super cool.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a good look in how their culture works, how they get their food, how they survive.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
No, it's definitely something I recommend everyone going. Like I said, if you're in Ubud, it's not out of the way too far. And like I said, transportation's so easy, so it's definitely worth it.
Get that Uber.
Yeah. And it's really cool because once you leave the rice terrace, there's actually these cute little like ice cream, Bali, Indonesian like gelato shops.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yum.
I actually need some of that right now.
How does it compare to Italy gelato?
I would say that Bali's is more of a McDonald's like soft serve ice cream.
Okay, it's a different texture.
Yes,
okay.
The texture is definitely different, but the flavor is crazy. I had like a mint chocolate chip one.
Oh, that's my favorite.
So good. And it feels so good after like being outside, because you're outside, like there's no shade.
Oh, it does feel so good.
There's no shade, like nothing.
Just in the sun all day.
Yeah. So it's like really
I love ice cream.
So that took up most of the day, but we actually got to, after that, go to a coffee farm. It's like a coffee plantation.
Oh, yum.
Yeah, so it was on obviously me, you know, how I like my coffee filled with sugar and all that good stuff. But there, they actually,
Same.
they don't have that. That's not how they have it. So they actually have they actually take you through and they tell you a little bit about the farm and like the different types of coffee beans. And, you know, after that, they have a little shop where you can actually buy coffee.
Yeah.
I got this specific type of coffee and it was literally all you had to do was get water in it. It tasted like salted caramel, like coffee.
But it wasn't even
it didn't have any additives or anything like that. That was just what it tasted like.
So it was perfect for you.
It was, and I actually brought a bag back with me and I used it all and you can't buy it anywhere.
I need some of that.
That's actually super amazing.
You can't buy it online and I was so devastated because I looked for the longest time, but it was,
I want some of that right now. Like, screw this beer. I want some good ass coffee.
Yeah, I could go for that actually right now too.
But you would have been proud of me because I tasted, so they actually give you at the end of the tour, they give you like a tasting of like 10 different coffees. Most of them I actually liked.
I am proud of you though. So coffee can be good if you have the right kind. So
yes, that is what I learned. And for the technical name of the rice terrace, for anyone who's listening, I'm gonna say it wrong, but it's the Tegawan.
Tegawan.
And that's my southern coming out, so it's definitely not what it's called. But
we're trying.
Tegawan, something like that. But that is the technical name of the rice terrace that I went to.
Okay. I'm sure people will see it and understand what you're talking about.
So that was pretty much day 5, and then we went back to the hotel and just hung out and, you know, enjoyed the night. Yeah. The next day, we actually were traveling to Padang Bay, which is on the eastern side of Bali, where, you know, the beautiful water is that, you know, you would picture if you thought about Bali.
The beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So there we actually stayed at a diver's resort.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
My boyfriend at the time was a diver, so that was something that he really enjoyed. And that was actually a little bit pricier than most of them. It was about $70 a night, but it was actually really nice, like super, super nice. And that was the one where we actually had our own massage room in the room.
So, I'd say it's worth the $70.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I like how that's expensive to us now after hearing about $20 a night.
Right. But yeah, so we actually stayed, it's called OK Divers Resort. So mainly divers stay there, but you don't have to be a diver to stay there. It's just because it's right outside the port. So it's easier for you to get a ride. We actually got to go snorkeling by Blue Lagoon Beach when we were there, which is it's not directly in Padang Bay. It's off to the left side. We actually took these small wooden canoes. They're not boats, they're canoes.
Yeah.
And
but they have like little roofs on them, right?
Yes, they have little roofs and they kind of look like weird, like bugs, like spiders almost.
We will post some pictures.
Yes, I do have some pictures. So they were these cool little boats, and the guys, it was so funny because they would actually try and fight, like as far as like the pricing, to see who would be better to take you out, because that's what they live off of. Yeah, people going out and diving and snorkeling. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we went snorkeling, and the water was really pretty. It's actually, and there's mountains out there, so it's like really pretty.
The best of both worlds.
Yeah, and there was so much like coral and cool fish and stuff like that you got to see. We were out there for probably like 4 hours. Snorkeling? Yeah, on and off. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we did as far as because it was such a nice resort, and like we didn't even want to leave the room because it was so nice. Like I said, we actually had two bedrooms. So we had our main bedroom, the massage room, and then a second bedroom. Yeah. Which we never even used.
That's why it's so expensive.
Yeah. We actually had a top balcony, so we had these huge double doors that opened up from the massage room, which overlooked the ocean.
What would you say you ate the most? Like, it was like a lot of rice and chicken?
Probably, it was I did have a lot of chicken, and I didn't want to do that, but as far as like, you know, the offerings and stuff like that. Yeah. But I also had a lot of seafood. Okay. We did have a lot of seafood.
Like, what was the popular seafood?
Crab. Crab is really popular in Bali. What was it? Shrimp. And it's not our shrimp, like our type of shrimp. That's like shrimp.
Like big shrimp.
Yes. Like you got the head on and all that. Like that's that shrimp though. That's what she said. Right. But yes, especially when you're closer to like the beaches and like the coast and stuff like that, that's where you get your your more seafood options are more prominent.
Yeah.
And it was really good. Shrimp pasta, and like the sauce that was on it, I don't know what. It was kind of like a sherry sauce, but it was so good.
So good.
So good. It was, I can't. Yeah, that was, so our last day, we actually went to, it's a little farther northern of where we stayed, the divers resort. It's called the Sea Breeze Candidisa, which was my favorite of all time.
Okay.
So it's so cool because you have to go through these huge wooden gates and you're like, oh my God, like, where am I going? And the car takes you up to the driveway and there's people there waiting with hot towels and a drink.
Okay.
As soon as you pull up, you get out, they take your bags, and these are actually separate little bungalows. Like you have your own separate set of stairs that goes over your own private, like, little lake.
Yeah.
Like you have your own little lake. But yeah, so they pretty much show you your room, and it's this huge, like, wooden door. And you know how big the handles are? Like you have to like push. So you have your own private little porch with, like, they're pretty much like gravity chairs, like, on your porch. So you can just like lounge or whatever. And you have your own little outside seating area. And let me tell you, this room was, you walk in, you have a huge, like, living area, California King, huge flat screen TV. And so the way it goes is you have like your main bed, but then to get to the bathroom, there's two separate little entrances. It's like one on the left, one on the right. You go around and leads into the bathroom. So on the left, there's like this huge soaker tub overlooking the ocean.
That's all I need.
Wow.
Like it's like just, and it's not like no one can really see you, but you can have a full view of the ocean.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then from there you have like your double sink, all your cute little amenities like your shampoo, your body wash, all that stuff. And then when you look to the right, there's obviously like your toilet, and then you go around like the little side door, and there is another huge walk-in open air party shower.
Party shower.
It's pretty much all you can call it. It's just because it's so big.
You can fit a lot of people in there.
You can literally fit like probably 20 people in the shower.
Oh my goodness.
And all of the showers have rainfall, like shower heads.
That's all I want is that bathroom and the view and the water.
But yeah, and then so as soon as you have your welcome drink, they automatically bring another drink to your room. Like, and they have the cute little like tiki glasses.
They know how to keep you happy.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right.
Yeah, so then we just kind of walked, and it's not a very big resort. So it's very like small, and like I think there was maybe 10 or 12 bungalows total. When you walk out from your bungalow, you just walk down maybe a little farther where they have your spa pool. It's literally a waterfall pool. And then if you have a private staircase leading down to the beach, where is my favorite part, they have huts on the water.
Yes.
And that's what you think of when you're in Bali, like you're in a hut on the water. Like, and they actually do have people who come and bring you drinks. Like that's how
Can you swim in that water?
Oh yeah, you can swim. Yeah, I think my boyfriend at the time, he actually went out. He went out without me just because I was like, listen, I'm chilling, like I'm happy. He actually went out pretty far, and it's so clear.
Yeah,
so clear. You can see everything, all the fish, all the like, everything, coral, all of that. But yeah, they do let you can swim as much as you want, but they also have barriers. They don't want you going too far. Yeah, so we just literally hung out at the resort, because that resort, it was a little far off the beaten path because it was so secluded and private. You could have gone into the town and like done things, but we just wanted to really relax and like enjoy that. Yeah. Let me tell you, we instantly just got our bathing suits, went down to the pool, and it's the weirdest thing, and everyone's probably gonna laugh. I had a like chicken bacon ranch pizza that was literally the best pizza I've ever had besides Italy.
That's so American.
It is so American. It is so American. But we were so hungry, and we actually like feasted kind of. Like we got pretty much like one of everything on the menu. We had pizza, we had pasta, we had freaking chicken, we had fries. Like
that's how to do it.
Yeah. But it was really good. Like everything we tasted, that was probably the best food of the whole trip. But also the coolest thing about that is the bar there, it was fresh to order. You ordered something with juice, they freshly squeezed that juice.
That's a real bar.
Like And like you might have waited a minute for your drinks, but you knew that shit was fresh. Like it was.
What'd you get?
Oh my gosh! So the first thing I had was a pina colada.
Yum. Frozen.
So good, so good. But then after that, we were just tasting everything. We had sex on the beach. We had he had a Long Island like iced tea or whatever, and like there was like American drinks, but it also was like their special drinks too. We were pretty lit. I'm not even gonna lie, but I mean, hey, we were on vacation. We didn't care.
Yeah.
We actually got a little too lit, so we had to like take a nap before, because at night they actually do dinner and a real Bali show on the beach. So it was probably like around 7 or 8, and they actually send you like a cordial invitation to your door. It was really cool.
Cute.
Wow.
Yeah, they send you they leave a little note, and you'll be like, you're cordially invited to, our show or whatever, and it has your names on it. It's really cool.
Official.
And so, like so official, like, hey, yep. And they have all these separate little tables set up, like 10 tables. And so they sat you down and they got you like your appetizer and like what you wanted to drink. And then they brought out like real live Bali dancers. And they had the music and the fire, and it was probably like the coolest thing. And then they actually let people come up and like try and dance with them, which was really funny. But if you're drunk,
you didn't do it.
I don't know. I was a little too lit. No, just being there and having that experience, like that's their culture. Like that's what they really do. Like that's what they do all the time.
Yeah.
It's like it might be a show for us, but like for them, like that's what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just had a really nice dinner and a show the last night.
That sounds like a perfect ending to a vacation.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I mean the beach was beautiful. They had, torches lit so it wasn't like fully dark. So you got to just sit there and like look at the sunset, watch the sun go down, and just enjoy like the breeze and stuff like that. And it was pretty amazing ending for sure.
I love just having the last day to chill out.
Yeah, especially when you have to travel that far back home. You just want to relax.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was perfect though.
Yeah, it was a pretty perfect ending, I would have to say.
Most definitely.
What a great trip.
So Amber, do you have any advice for anybody visiting Bali soon?
Yeah, I would definitely just say do your research. I think that is the biggest thing that will help you, explore. Like do your best to fit as much as you can, no matter how much time you have. Just do your best to fit as much as you can into your days. Mm-hmm. Some things might take longer than other, but like I said, if you do your research right and plan it right, you can actually see a lot of different things in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I mean, you saw so much. Yeah. So, and still relaxed a ton.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you think that you missed, like that you really have to do if you go back?
100%. I know everyone sees it on Instagram all the time. The famous Bali Swing. I did not get to go there, and I kick myself in the butt for it all the time. It's actually really cool because it kind of looks like it's just like a swing, and they swing you and you're just completely over the forest. It's like you're like hooked in and everything, but you can't really tell because people can picture it, right? That's why you see all those cool pictures on Instagram and stuff like that. But yes, so cool. It's just called the famous Bali Swing, and it's actually in Ubud, not far off Lake Denpasar. So it is doable. It's not out of the way. We didn't get to do it. And honestly, it was weird because it wasn't even a thought at the time. And then you realize like, oh my God, like we could have done that. Yeah. So that's definitely something that I would do when I go back, because
you will do it when you go back.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll make it there one day.
That sounds really cool because I would want to do it for the experience, but then I know you'd like it for the Instagram.
Oh yeah, you know how I am about my Instagram.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, Bali is now on my bucket list. How about you, Jamie?
Same.
I think our bucket lists are getting a little bit too big over here, but it's fine. We're going to go everywhere.
Yeah, we have to start knocking some off,
Absolutely.
So we can keep adding more.
Well, thank you so much, Amber, for coming back and telling us all about Bali.
Yeah, thanks, Amber.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
Yeah. But yeah, again, thank you so much for coming on. It was so much fun. And just remember, you can find us at Jet Set Hers Pod on Insta, jetsethers@gmail.com, or jetsethers.com.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.